Rainham Valley Dispatch. How can I help?
Yeah, hi. Is this the police non-emergency line?
Yes, we dispatch for them. Can I help you?
I'd like to request a well-being check on a neighbour. It's probably nothing, but he's kind of frail and I just haven't seen him around for a few days.
Okay, can I take the gentleman's name, please?
Peter Renton, who's at 12 Rock Ferry Lane.
An officer's on the way. Can I take your name, please?
Yeah.
18th of April 2019, 9:37 p.m. Following a call to the Copperport police, well, we'll never get to find out what that said. Okay,
Great
so
dispatch. I'm on scene at the Renton property.
Acknowledged. Report back when you've located Mr. Renton.
Acknowledged dispatch. Stand by.
Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Copperport Casefiles, which is the first project by a developer, and it seems to involve going to check on some affluent gentleman dressed to a Michael Myers and staring at the window creepily instead of just knocking on the door and asking for a cup of tea. Right.
Mr. Renton, it's Police Constable Crane. Can you open the door, please?
It would seem he is not about. I also didn't realise he was going to say Britain, judging by the accents and the police uniforms. Right, let's go and search around his garden and see what's going on. Goodness. It's alright. Well, I mean, it's not alright. It is a pig lane, but locked from the other side. Okay, so I have to find another way inside. Can I access this? The fuse box is mounted on the garage wall. The covering has been screwed in place. Okay, a lot of other things are screwed around here, such as the image I'm looking at right now. But we'll leave that one. Anyway, this is also a sort of three-part series in the sense that there's 3 installments of the same sort of franchise. A heavy red engineering brick. This has come loose from the barbecue. New inventory item, press I to view inventory. Ah. Okay, cool. Oh, evidence. I have no evidence of anything, and yet I'm going to continue to make wild accusations because that's fun. Okay, I might be able to get in via the back way. The house, anyway, not anything else in life. Sorry, experience has taught me that. A crate full of soil, fertilizer, and other gardening supplies. Much the same here as well. Okay, there's something in there that causes me to sneeze horribly. There's something in there that's interesting. It's all shiny. That's got to be worth investigating. Okay, let's have a little peek inside, see if we can see anything inside the house. No. Can't see anything of any interest. Can I get in through the back door? The glass is cracked. Maybe I can use that. Okay, what here? Do I need like an item of some kind? Could I use the brick? Use brick. Okay, I was going to say, I don't think the police go around bashing doors in, but yes, they kind of do. They've literally invented whole devices for the sake of bashing open doors. Okay. Let's shut that, get out of the rain, and have a little look around. What do we have here? A piece of paper. A butcher's receipt. The paper is marked with dried blood. Oh, goodness, is that part of my evidence? Yes, indeed. Good. Can I read that at all? A receipt from a local butcher shop dated 6 days ago for the delivery of 1 live pig. The crumpled paper is stained with what appears to be dried blood. I'm going to guess that is the piglet in the garage. An old gas oven. Nothing too interesting. It looks like it hasn't been used in a while. But he doesn't seem to have cooked the piglet. At least, not yet. Any booze I could steal? By the smell of it, the fridge door has been left open for a few days now. Many pizza boxes. I didn't think that's what affluent, pig-buying gentlemen like to eat with their dinners, but maybe they do. Can I play the piano? I always wanted to learn the piano. Shape my hands like shovels. Oh, I can empathise, friend. What am I looking at? I've just realised I'm looking at somebody's bum, and I'm going to stop doing that now. Good the heart. Oh, the joys of being a police officer. I've gone put a letter to Mr. Renton. Can I read that, please? Letter from publisher. A letter addressed to Mr. Renton from a London-based publishing house. The letter offers vague condolences and understanding of Renton's personal tragedy before abruptly changing tone to remind him that he is now 4 months overdue on his latest manuscript. Oh, okay. So he was a writer of some kind? Can I turn this off? The television has been left on. I can almost make out shapes moving in the static. Okay, I'll take your word on that, mate. Okay, right. Nice painting of Westminster, indeed. Probably the cheapest painting here. Oh no, the creepiest painting here. Sorry, I can't even read it. Yes, the concept of Parliament is quite a creepy one, isn't it? We shan't get into that though. A letter or a flyer? A missing person poster has been put through the door. Who is this of? Child, by the looks of it. A missing poster for a young boy named Toby Masters. Toby was last seen on the 5th of April 2019 in the area of Rockferry Lane. He was wearing a navy blue jacket, cargo shorts, a red and white cap with a spider logo on the front. Are these things connected at all? That's good. Okay. I'm not convinced I should be here alone in this creepy house. I feel like maybe I should go and get some help, but never mind. The table has been overturned, kicking a lamp onto the floor. There's evidence of an overturned lamp. The hallway lamp opposite the cellar door has been knocked over. With no other signs of disturbance, it is unlikely that this was the result of a struggle, and more likely just stumbled into. Okay, well thank you, detective. I wouldn't have figured that out on my own. This is locked, okay. I can't get... Yeah, I can't go this way, it's too dark. It's not letting me go that way. For some reason I've forgotten my standard issue flashlight. Or torch, as we call them around here. I've met too many people in this job who wear masks. Feels like they're staring at me. Creepy. Well, they are kind of unblinking by definition. What about this? Can we steal someone's ashes? An urn in the centre, spot amongst a humble shrine of photos and condolences cards. Okay, was this the person who died? And the publisher was referencing the tragedy of their passing. Trisha's Shrine. A ceramic urn takes central place in a memorial shrine, flanked by photos and condolences cards. The cards are addressed to a Peter Renton, condoling him on the passing of his wife Trisha. Okay, very interesting. So Mr. Renton's wife is dead, and that's what was slowing his publication of his book. What do we have here? This looks like something we'd set up at the police station. A corkboard covered with research, notes, and a map of Serbia. Oh, I mistook that as a map of East Anglia at the beginning, but never mind. A picture of Ivan the Terrible as well. How bizarre. I just think that's what it is. Perhaps this was to do with his book. A corkboard loaded with research notes. A map of Serbia dominates the board, with the village of... I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I will offend people. Highlighted. The name of Arnold, I can't even say the name I do know how to say, let alone the surname that I don't know how to say, and a number of dates from the 16th century appear frequent. Yeah, we won't research in the 26th century, old boy. What do we got here? A screwdriver? Or a knife? A narrow blunt blade? A letter opener? A new item, that could come in handy. A pair of plane tickets under Peter and Trisha Renton's name. Okay, where were they going to? To Serbia? Yes. An airport in central Serbia, dated last February. I see. So maybe they were working together on the research for the book, and somehow she passed away before they were able to continue. The desktop computer is powered down. I doubt I could access it without a password anyway. Yes, but he's old, so it's probably like password 123 or something like that. Again, I don't particularly wish to examine a photograph or a painting of somebody's buttress, so we shall leave that to one side and examine the next room. Okay, so this was their bedroom. They must have been short folks to fit in this bed. The bed is neatly made and doesn't look like it has been slept in recently. Okay, so that means whatever happened didn't happen in the wee hours of the morning, probably. The bed isn't... Oh, I was more interested in the teddy bear, to be honest with you, but that's just a child in my heart. Right. I can't spy anyone mysterious wandering around the garden, probably because they've stopped wandering around the garden mysteriously and started wandering around the bedroom instead. A travel insurance claim detailing medical care whilst in Serbia. Okay, that was presumably for my wife, one presumes. For Renton's wife, rather. A travel insurance form claiming of medical bills whilst abroad. According to the form, Trisha Renton was taken ill whilst in Serbia. She was treated there for a rare and previously undiagnosed blood disorder. Mysterious. Okay, very, very bizarre indeed. Can I see any of these books? A random bunch of fiction novels, probably Ranson's personal collection. A heck of a collection as well, I must say. Okay, what have we got in this? Locked from the inside, I could force the ledge with something narrow, such as my letter opener. Inventory, letter opener. Force the lock. Hooray. Ah, well, I suppose that answers that question. Evening, mate. The corpse of Peter Renton. He appears to have been dead for a few days. I see. Where does this key go? Perhaps to the garage? A shiny brass key for a cylinder lock. I'll be having that.
Crane to dispatch. I'm going to need paramedics to roll through lane.
Confirmed, Constable. Have you located Mr. Renton?
Yeah. Looks like a heart attack. I reckon he's been dead a few days now.
Let's leave that for the medical examiner to decide, Constable. An ambulance has been dispatched. ETA 20 minutes. Secure the premises and sit tight.
Right. Ho. What's this? Some medication, perhaps? Bottle of pills have been discarded on the floor. What are they for? A bottle of folic acid pills discarded on the bathroom floor next to the body. An easily accessible form of folate. These tablets are commonly used to deal with blood disorders such as anemia. Okay. So was that medication that was given to his wife while she was in Serbia? Or did she come home after the flight to Serbia and then die at home? Or did she die in Serbia? The sink is pretty unremarkable. Some small brownish red stains fleck the plug hole. Dearie me. Okay. There's nobody in the shower, is there? I don't think so. I'm having a little peek. I can't spy anything. Okie dokie. So we seem to have a relatively strong understanding of what was going on. They went to Serbia to do some research for their book. She either contracted or began to display symptoms of a rare blood disease and then passed away. Door was locked. Oh, that was locked from the other side. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So can we use the lock? Can we use the key even, if I can get my words the right way? Can we use the inventory key? Brass key, here we go. No? No? This is not working? Did I get a different key then? No, so where does this go then? Oh, does it go to the basement perhaps? That was locked as well. Oh, I can run. I didn't realise I could do that. I suppose it's necessary. Sort of a requirement. A police officer that can't run is not the most useful of all chaps. Right. Oh, goodness. I was about to open my big fat pie hole and say, gee whiz, I wonder what's going on with that missing child poster we were talking about before. And me seeing shadows in the darkness that aren't really there. I get the distinct impression we may be about to find out what that is about. The mystery of the piggy shall have to wait for a minute. Okay, what do we have here? A handheld remote control key fob. Okay. That could be for a car, but sometimes you get similar things like that for like raising the door of a garage, if it's an electronic one, so that you don't have to get out of the car to drive into your garage. And there was a car in the garage, so that might come in handy. And again, more references to the newspaper. What does it tell us? Old newspaper from last week, the front page is dominated by the story of the missing 10-year-old boy, Toby Masters. Alongside is a story about the break-in and vandalism of the Jubilee Green crematorium a few miles down the road. Could they be connected somehow? I can't possibly imagine how. A bunch of random boxes and junk that has been dumped here. Nothing is useful. There's a padlock here. Do I need a combination or locked steel door? A padlock on a steel door with bars bars the entrance to one of the rooms in the cellar. The fittings appear to be newer than the others in the cellar. The door was most likely installed within the last few months. You see, I would think that this ransom bloke must be involved in the disappearance of the child, but then at the same time, why would he be? His motivations seem to be around his investigations in Serbia. What does that have to do with a random child living in England? How are these events connected? Okay. I can't open this. The door opens remotely, yes. Let me try this. Nothing happened. Excuse me. Battery-powered remote transmitter is a single button mounted on it which suggests it performs a simple task such as turning something on or off, locking or unlocking something. Okay. So, unless I need to do it like closer, something? No. It's definitely not. It comes out of the inventory when you successfully use an item. Yes. It comes out of the inventory when you successfully use an item, like the key, for example. So this is the right place to use it. I'm wondering if maybe the electronics to the building are not on. I mean, the light is on, and I think there's a light on inside. But I'm wondering if perhaps the electronics to the door isn't working, and maybe I can use this fuse box in order to sort of get it working again, if I can find a screwdriver to open it. Do I have any other keys or anything? No, I seemingly only have this. Gladly it does take away items when I've done with them. So there's a little bit more to see and do here. The question is what exactly I see and do next, because I'm not sure how to get any further. Extensive collection of classics from Lovecraft to King. It's all the same. I'll wait for films. Okay, I guess that's what we'll see and do next. The hell was that? Okay, somebody broke a window, I think. Oh no, that's the urn. I was wondering why there was no broken like window there. Okay, so what happened to the urn? What knocked it off? I mean, that is a silly place to put such a valuable item, but I can't interact with this at all, can I? Oh, yes, I can. Here we go. The urn is empty. So they weren't his wife's ashes? There was nothing inside. The urn from the hallway shrine has fallen and smashed on the hardwood floor. Upon closer inspection, it appears to be empty and shows no sign of ever having held cremated remains. Actually, it talked about a break-in to the Jubilee crematorium. Maybe that's where his wife was cremated. Maybe that's the connection between those pieces of information. Okay, this is all turning out to be a little bit more suspicious than I initially anticipated. A rusted steel mortise key. Okay. Interesting. Where's my friend gone? Has he gone to write some more chapters of his book? So the question is where this key goes. It's steel, which can't spook me with a pair of shoes. I ain't going outside now. I was going to say, oh, I can investigate this, can I? Yes, I can. I was going to say it's steel, which makes me think of the steel door downstairs, but it's also rusted, which makes me think it's old, and so the steel door was quite new. A bloody handprint has dried onto the plasterer's work. Yes, indeed. Dried appears to be a few days old. The physician said it was most likely made by somebody steadying themselves while climbing the stairs. Is it adult size or human or child size? Because that could dictate who is in this room. Okay, can I use the the key here? No, okay, this isn't the place to use the key. And keys for padlocks are usually smaller. That's about the size of a door key. So this presumably is going to open the door to the shed out back. because the door to the garage said it was locked from the other side. So I reckon I've got to get in by using the front sliding door. I'm just going to have a quick look. Just make sure everything's above board. Yes, everything's fine. I like the detail on how many other houses are there. That's very nice. They're also enormous houses. Like, seriously, look at this one. It's the size of a barn. It's the size of a small warehouse. This must be a very affluent place. I see the piggy is still there as well. Okay, then. Let's see what we've got in here. This is locked. Can I use the key? Indeed, I can. What have we got here? Bolt cutters. Rusted, closed, and useless. Okay, maybe I can mend them. We have here a long wooden pole hook with an iron hook on one end. Oh, can I have another look at the house? There could be an attic. Yes, because the roof is sort of graduated, so that there could quite easily be an attic room somewhere, and I could use that hook to bring down a kind of, a hatch, perhaps. What have we got here? A copper fuse, yes. If I can find a screwdriver, maybe I can get the fuse box open, replace a fuse, and then that'll get the door working. These aren't of any use to me, at least not yet. So let me head upstairs, back to this, evening. You're watching some television, my friend. It's Renton's body. Someone's screwing with me. You're doing a bit worse than that, my friend. Okay. I really feel like we should just leave and wait for the ambulance to arrive. Okay, the hatch is out of reach, but I can use my big stick in order to get it down. Never in a game have I opened one of these things and it hasn't bashed me on the brain. Which is quite a feat of accuracy given how small it is. Oh dear. Okay, let's have a look around here and see if we can find a screwdriver. Anything else that would come in handy. There's a document here. An incomplete manuscript for Professor Ranton's latest book. I see, so it was some sort of academic research? An incomplete manuscript of the current project, The Vampire, Primitive Myths to Cultural Phenomenon. The pages are covered in frantically scribbled notes and amendments. Okay, it mentioned in the collection of books Stephen King, and Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft, who are two classic horror writers. So it would make sense that he was investigating this cultural phenomenon of the vampire, perhaps talking about how the vampire has progressed from a myth of a demonic creature to then becoming such a staple in modern culture. Interesting. Is this the screwdriver? It looks like it, yes. A screwdriver lodged in the floorboards. Let's hope I don't need to use this to defend myself. Okay. Not okay. What is this? A jerry can. The can didn't fall by itself. I am definitely not alone here. No. Renton or Ranton or whatever his name is definitely here with you. Okay. Oh, some plates! Something nice and pleasing. Nothing too exciting. Yes, but it's not trying to murder me, which makes it far more pleasant than everything else in this location. Okay. Let's use the screwdriver here. Remove the screws. Yeah, and then that'll get this open. The fuse is missing, just as I predicted. We use the fuse here. Fuse is in place. Everything should be working now. Okay, fantastic. Let's get back around the front. Just check there's nobody hiding in the bushes. It has just stabbed me. And then I can use this. Excellent. Mr. Renton's car. The tyres and wheel arch are splattered with dried mud. Okay, so he was driving around in a field or something? There's a can of motor oil. Okay, I see how this all comes together. Nice attention to detail making this swing. A slaughtered pig. Blood is collecting in the bucket below. That's not very pleasant. we have here? Some barrels. Drums full of surplus gasoline. I guess Renton's the kind of man who likes to be prepared. I reckon he was probably using these cans to fill up the jerry cans, and then he could take them with him on his journeys to wherever his tyres were getting more muddy, so that he could drive for longer periods of time without, while, you know, not having to visit a service station if he was going on a particularly long journey. Okay, I've just realised I've come into the wrong building because this ain't where I wanted to go. I think if I use the oil on the bolt cutters, then I can keep seeing things where none exist. I can get these working. Right, can I get these working? Bolt cutters, they are rusted and useless. Yeah. There we go. They have been oiled. Well oiled and working perfectly. Excellent. So now I can maybe use these to break the... I'm not going crazy. There was a silhouette standing right there in the shadows, wasn't there? For like an instant. Oh man alive, I'm questioning my own sanity at this point. Okay, let me use the bolt cutters on this. I still don't get the connection between the child and the vampires in the Serbia. I don't see the connection between these things, but perhaps we'll see it now. Oh, gosh. You know what? This is above my pay grade. You know what? I'm just gonna go and get the chief inspector to deal with this. Oh, goodness. I have nothing to defend myself with either. Hi. Hi, friend. How are you? Idiot. Okay, what's with the little crucifixes? Crucifixi, or whatever the word is. Well, that's a bit of evidence, is it? Countless crucifixes are nailed to the walls of the locked cellar room. They appear to have been crudely handmade and hurriedly hung. Okay, a dusty old mattress and blanket. Looks like whatever I saw was living down here. You mean... I was going to say whatever I can still see. No, I can't see it. It's gone now. Oh, gosh. This is the cap. This is the cap. A red and white cap has been cast aside in the corner of the locked cellar room. It has a distinctive spider logo on the front. On closer examination, it appears to have flecks of dried blood on the inside. Ah. I know this is a little bit awkward, but I kind of slightly need to arrest you. So, let's do that. Oh, maybe let's not do that.
At 10:09 p.m. on the 18th of April 2019, responding to Police Constable Crane's request, paramedics were dispatched to the home of the late Peter Renton. On their arrival, they found the door open and the property abandoned. To this day, the whereabouts of Peter Clive Renton and police officer Henry Crane still remains a mystery.
That was amazing. And I tell you the thing that really gets me. This is a first project, right? This is the first project from this developer. This is better than what I would expect from a game developer that has years of experience in making this kind of thing. This is fantastic. The environment is beautifully crafted. Oh, I missed 2 bits of evidence. Oh, goodness. Never mind. I think, what is that, 90%? 90% is pretty good. It's better than what I get at university at any rate. But yes, the environment was beautiful, and keeping it monochrome really helped to strengthen kind of like the silhouette at the end, the dark silhouette, and the silhouette of the child in the basement. That really helped that sort of visual style. I mean, the house was a little bit big in terms of the scaling, but I think in a game that's almost kind of necessary for things to be big, because your camera is sort of behind the character. You almost need a bigger environment, otherwise it seemed very cramped. So I'm a bit more forgiving of the environment being a bit big. But the detail and the variety and the little bit of sort of insight you got into the constable's mind from what he was thinking as you read about like the books and the movies on the shelves and things was a lovely little insight into the character, and made the character seem sort of human and real instead of just a body that was wandering around as you explored the story. And the little, well, not really puzzles exactly, but like the progression of the items, of where they went, was all really logical and sensible. Like, you found the bolt cutters and they didn't work, but it was like an item you could use. You knew you needed to find another item in order to get them working. And the sliding door for the garage, you need to get the electrics working with the fuse. It all just kind of made sense, and it made it flow really nicely, which was a lovely way of doing it, keeping the pacing working so that you could really enjoy the story and get to the end of it. And it left just enough mystery there to be really fascinating and leave you wanting more, because I really want to know what was up with this ransom bloke. Was he a vampire himself, perhaps? Is that how he was able to die but then survive and sort of come back to life in order to continue his whatever it was he was doing with that child down in the basement? Frankly, I dread to think. And what was it about his wife? What was the catalyst of that? Now I think about it, it said something about a blood disorder, and vampires, of course, drink blood. So perhaps he had been feeding off his wife's blood, and that had caused some sort of long-term effect, perhaps, that had developed this condition within her, which she then died of in Serbia. Fascinating. That is genuinely one of the best things I have played in a very long time. I massively enjoyed that. That was absolutely fantastic. I really hope that you enjoyed that as well. And as I said, there's three of these Copperport case file things. I cannot wait to see the other two. I really cannot. These are going to be absolutely fantastic. So that was amazing. I'm honestly blown away by that. That is genuinely fantastic. Yes. Okay, thank you very much for sorry for gushing like that, but yeah, thank you very much for joining me for the first of the Copperport case files. More coming soon, hopefully. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.